I'll say one thing this movie did right, the marketing. The marketing for the Naked Gun was absolutely tenfold brilliant. But was the movie brilliant? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Naked Gun. So it's a pretty simple premise. You have the police squad, and they're the best unit in Los Angeles. However, they're about to get shut down because of their police antics. And you know what? Just stuff isn't going right. And if they don't solve this case, Dunskies, Oneskies, nothing's going to happen. So, did I like the coffee in this movie? I thought it was a pretty funny movie. I thought it did what it was supposed to do with spoofing, do a good predecessor to the original trilogy and TV show, or even was there a fourth one? I don't know. But it did its job for what it was supposed to do. Yes, do some things not land? Absolutely. But I think the overall experience does, like I said, it's supposed to do. The positives. Liam Neeson does a fantastic job with his comedic elements in this. Pamela Anderson, good job. Everyone else in this movie does what they're supposed to do through and throughout, and you're feeling the funniness in this film. Like I said, it's a short one. It's about an hour and a half. It zooms by. There's not a stopping moment. Paul Walter Hauser is also great in this. You get what I'm going at. I do wish, though, they would have done something with OJ's son. I think that would have added a little bit more to the story. He's only shown in the trailer. So I was like, that's a little bit of a... They could have, spiced up that, but they decided not to. Okay, I think the movie is also a lot better in the first half of the movie than the second half of the movie. Because the first half, the gags are kind of silly, they're fun, they're off-putting, and they're also just like... They're not like forceful, you know what I mean? Like the coffee mug, they're all subtle stuff that you really laugh at in like dialogue. There's something about a toilet would just be a toilet for Browning. I don't know what it was about Pamela Anderson. I was busting out laughing at some of the dialogue in the beginning. Like I was like, this is fresh, this is fun. I'm truly getting the Naked Gun vibes. But somewhere in the middle of the movie, I felt like, I want to say it's dragging, but it was just like, okay, some of the jokes aren't sticking as well as it did. Like, they had a fantastic first 30 minutes script of, like, the jokes were fine a minute. They were fun. They were witty. They were goofy. And they were just straight to the point. And I don't know, somewhere along the line, some of the jokes got a little bit too long. For example, there's one about Buffy and a TiVo and him. I didn't get it. The whole joke about the TiVo and Buffy went over my head. I didn't see a single episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so everything in that joke, I was like, And there were other jokes too that was the same way of like, okay, sure, but it's not really connecting with me. But with movies like this, I don't think a lot of jokes, you're not supposed to get 100% of the jokes through and throughout. I mean, maybe the writers of the story are supposed to get it, but I think the average audience will probably connect with 60 to 70% of the jokes, in my opinion. Like, I was expecting a laugh out loud theater. It was more of like laugh, and a couple here and there. Like, there'd be a lady next to me. She's like, this is stupid. But then there'd be one joke where she would just start busting out laughing, something like UCLA. For the rating, I thought it was actually crazy that it took so long to get the PG-13 rating because there's not a lot of language in the movie. Of course, there's some nudity and sexual references, and I think it's a sexual reference joke when they're in the kitchen, and it does go somewhere. You're like, oh, this is kind of getting weird. And it's like a chuckle weird, or I don't know if I should be laughing at this type of weird, but I think it overall works in that experience. I think what it does right, though, is it feels like a Naked Gun movie. Like, they knew the source material. They knew not to mess with it. And I think that's what does this movie justice, is because you see a lot of remakes, a lot of reboots that are switching genders, switching everything, making it their own movie. You don't have to do that. It's like, make something, if you're borrowing off of source material, stay truthful to the source material. Disney's been screwing this up, and a lot of movies been screwing this up in overall. Even some Marvel movies, even though that is Disney. But you know what I'm getting at, right? But overall, this is a short review. Naked Gun, it does its job. More jokes hit than not, but when some of the jokes don't hit, it is a silent dud in my opinion. It's a breeze of a movie, usually, except, some of the jokes I feel like just run along too long. The acting's fine. The whole movie is just a fun romp, through in and throughout, nothing more and nothing less. So the Naked Gun will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Blue Futons, which equals at 70%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. So we have a 90% with the critics with 205 of them. Audience score, it is a little bit lower with the 79% with over 500. Critic consensus, with Liam Neeson's graveling gravitas proving to be a perfect fit for Frank Durbin's deadpan buffoonery, The Naked Gun revives the original trilogy's daft sense of humor like it never went out of style. And also, there's a funny claw gag. Like, the gags in the beginning were just so much better than the end, in my opinion. 79, 90, 70. Chase Hawk here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm on this Futontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. A great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month, a year from now. Every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And did you like this? Let me know down below.